Hello. For those of you that are wondering why I didn't make a video on the update today, it wasn't because it was so small, it was because I was trapped in a diesel Renault Megane estate, driving 3 hours from my home to Wiltshire. Or it might be Somerset, I can't remember where I am. Seems accurate. Anyway, I'm extremely grumpy because my legs pretty much don't work anymore. So, nothing like a bit of long-term reviews to cheer me up. And this one's sad because it's the first time we've got to say goodbye to some of the cars in it. But first, hello! Hello to this. The McLaren 650S GT3, here for a short stay because it's an event car. 1.5 months. And, so I fully tuned it. And, well, as you can see, I haven't changed the suspension yet. I've been trying to see if I can, you know, just how it is, standard suspension but max tune, including an all-wheel drive swap and brake upgrades. And I've got to admit, it's probably a wise idea to change the suspension if you're going to fully tune one of these things, because this thing is lethal. I am running it on racing slicks, and it is not very good. So, suspension tune on the cards for the next edition of long-term reviews that this is in. And now it's time to say goodbye to the Fiat Tractopla. The first car in Season 10, and it hasn't really had much of an impression on me. I don't particularly like it. It's lethal, like it has a bad tendency to spin. I'm just going to try and, look, you saw that, that's tyre marks. And it has a little bit of a problem with oversteer braking. Or just oversteer. And it still doesn't drift very well. I don't particularly like it. As first cars in a season go, this one wasn't it. So goodbye Fiat Tractopla. You probably won't be missed. Still, I have painted it golden. It still has no effect on it. And obviously we're taking away all of the Season 10 cars, apart from one because it wasn't part of the Season 10 event. I'll let you work out which one that is, because I'm showing it at the end of the video. So, goodbye 911R Rennsport. This one's nice. I quite like it. It does have a bad tendency to understeer, but it feels good to drive. And drifts quite well as well. As you can see, I've painted it black, which does take away from the racing livery, but I like how aggressive it makes it look. And then it looks really funky with the blue and purple red. That's not happened before. Still, goodbye 911R Rennsport. This one I do like. So it's basically the Tractopla just was a bad start. Good. Now, you would expect me to show the Mercedes CLR at this point, but actually I'm saving it for something coming up later in the week. A very special thing. So, the Porsche 963. This one's alright. It's quick. It's a tad bad on the handling side. But it is nice. And I don't like that. Because it's just nice. Nothing special. No defining characteristic. Apart from the cool paintwork. I want a car to have character. It could be bad, it could be good. I just want it to have character. This is just nice. But a little dull. So, It's a good car, no doubt. I just wish it had more character. Goodbye 963. You're a bit dull. And it's just spat me off for saying that. Damn, maybe it does have emotions. And finally the IDR, my little lightning bolt. A very cool thing. It's grown on me a lot. I do like this. Actually, that's pretty much all I have to say on it. It's just a very cool car. And also proof that petrol heads can like electric cars as well. Good car. Sorry to see them go. Anyway, from one electric car to another, the Porsche Mission X feels to me like just a bad Evija. So I made it drift. Because when in doubt, make it go sideways for funnies. This one actually does quite well. Drifts kind of like an LVN though. There's a lot of body roll. And sometimes you spin off like that. And that's because I made it rear wheel drive, so I've made it worse. Perfect. Just like, well, many things have been made worse by me. I'm a good human being. No, I'm not. The Fast and Furious Mitsubishi Eclipse now. We're not saying goodbye to it. So it's one of the regulars now. Staying here for a whole 6 months. I have all-wheel drive swapped it like I said I would. And that's resulted in some things. I like how it is to turn. It's really good. But at the top of the rev range, it does go slightly understeery. Which is a little bit of a shame, because it spoils a very nice handling car, I have to admit. Don't keep it front wheel drive if you have it. All wheel drive does sort of make it a little bit weird to drift. However, I feel like this is maybe... Oh, because I'm on normal tyres. I thought I was on slicks, apparently not. So anyway, I think we've come to a conclusion. Front wheel drive, bad. Rear wheel drive, slidey. All wheel drive, drivability. Your choice. And this is why we have long-term reviews. Testing cars in different guises, seeing which ones work better than others, and giving you good buyer's advice. The GT500 Mustang, I've put the suspension back to standard, including alignment, and... well, this is slick tyres. Ooh, whoops-a-daisy. Oh dear, I suck at driving. Ignore that. This is all-wheel drive, and... Anyway, suspension makes it a little bit... wallowy. It's either lethal or wallowy, and I don't like that. I've all-wheel drive swapped it because one of my friends said it was really good with all-wheel drive, and I was like, that's sacrilege, Mustangs are rear-wheel drive only. I have tried it. It's not bad. I still prefer rear-wheel drive, though, because that makes it proper Mustang. I mean, what Mustang can you think of with all-wheel drive? Anyway, so, pretty cool. And obviously it's a movie star, which gives it bonus points. Just like with the Eclipse. Only, one of these cars doesn't need them. It's the Eclipse. The Bentley Mulliner Bacala. I may be about to do the most uncouth thing ever done in a Bentley. A handbrake park. Well, handbrake turn. But, if you're light with the handbrake, you can actually get it to drift really well, which I didn't realise. And I was doing it really well in the first shot, but then the screen recorder broke. There we go. Finally. Be good for me on camera. It's pretty good drifting, I've got to admit. This is, especially when it's running slick tyres. Which obviously mean it's more grippy, which limits drifting. So yeah, a very good car. This is why I like the Bacala. It's characterful, but not very good. Your choice. The RWB for cunts. I mean, sorry. The Porsche 2.1 RSR Turbo Carrera 911 thing. I like it. It's grown on me. It's really good. Look at this. Very quick. Turn in. It's very good. Suspension is a little bouncy. But it is actually a nice little pocket rocket. And I like my pocket rockets. So I like hot hatches. And I named myself after one. Guess which one? Bacon you're not allowed to say because I've told you this one. It's very nice, I have to admit. So, I feel like I may have been a little bit harsh with the RWB comparisons. I do apologise, this thing's actually pretty good. Certainly my favourite of the daily challenge cars, which is a compliment. My Lycan, my W Motors Lycan Hypersport. I've ruined it. I tried to stance it to make it look cool, and all I've ended up doing is making it a bit more lethal. Bit of a shame. But if you do feel like your Lycan's bad, just watch this. It is bad. I am running it on slicks. I've tried to make it as racy as possible. It doesn't work. Shame. I'm growing out of the Lycan. I don't like it as much anymore. Poor car. Poor me. Anyway, moving on to something actually good. Oops, a daisy. The Peugeot 9X8. Did you see that? I've made it drift well. Even better than before. I rear-wheel drive swapped it. So, I've actually managed to improve on perfection. And I feel like that's a bombshell, so I think we should end. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the CLR Big Drag Race thing later in the week.